Now to the politics of France and what it means for the financial sector there. The far right and leftist political forces vying to take power in France faced a hostile reception from entrepreneurs as they laid out competing visions that featured scant detail on how to fix the public finances. The parties, which are leading in polls ahead of upcoming legislative elections, appeared at hustings in Paris hosted by the country's business lobby, MEDEF. They spoke to Bloomberg's Caroline Connin on the sidelines of that event.
I think you're the one causing the concerns on the markets in a pointless manner. We have decided to widen our majority because I think there is a real danger today to see Jean-Luc Mélenchon and the far left coming to power, which would make France like Venezuela without the oil.
The
first panic on the markets was linked to the snap elections call. So go and ask Mr. Macron why he thought it was a good idea to worry the markets. I don't think our policies will worry them for very long because they will not bankrupt the country. France will remain a safe investment.
OK, Jordan Bardella, the National Rally president, and Eric Coquerel, a former MP for France Unbowed, speaking to Bloomberg's Caroline Connin on the sideline of that MEDEF event. Now, the rise of Paris as a finance hub could be at risk after President Emmanuel Macron's snap election gamble. For the details on how this is unfolding, the potential impact on the financial sector, let's bring in Bloomberg's Alex Rajbhandari from the French capital for more on this. Alex, Paris then has been one of the main beneficiaries of Brexit in recent years. We've sat here in London and seen that happen. We've been at those events in Paris where Wall Street banks have been building out their teams. Is this decision by Macron now putting all of that at risk?
Well, as you said, yeah, Wall Street banks have been pouring a lot of money and assets and moving in traders to Paris. I mean, just a month ago, Morgan Stanley was hosting an event with Prime Minister Attal to announce an expansion in headcount in Paris over the next years. All of this is not going to be reverted soon. None of the banks have said they would have indicated they would do that. And when you speak with people familiar to their plans, eventually all the investments they made were with a long-term view. And none of this is going to be changed with the current uncertainty for now. However, when you speak to lobbyists in other countries, like in Italy, in Germany, or even in the UK, you can hear that, well, you know, they're hoping that their own market is going to be a bit more competitive for firms when they're willing to relocate to, you know, a place somewhere in Europe.
Yeah, listen carefully, and you can almost hear that here in London, that slight sense of glee in terms of what's happening in France. We've gone through this ourselves, of course. Part of the success for Macron when it comes to the financial sector, many would argue, is the fact that he rebranded France in the eyes of the world of finance. Is that rebranding now at risk?
Well, the main thing after the snap election decision is uncertainty, and for investors, it's not a good thing. Hopefully, it's going to be short-lived, and you know, France is going to have a majority in Parliament in the next month. However, if there is not such a, if there's a hung parliament, for instance, uncertainties could be detrimental for the country if it were to last too long. Bankers, when speaking in private, are worried about some things. Taxation comes a lot because both sides, the far right and the left-wing alliance, would come up with taxes like a wealth tax, for instance. But another worry is immigration from the far right. They've had historically a tough stance on immigration, and you know, bankers are worried whether they're going to be able to allow to issue some work visas for their bankers willing to relocate to Paris. So that's one worry. However, when you speak to other people, those worries are overblown. If you listen to Stéphane Boujnah, the CEO of Euronext here, he believes that the institutional framework of France is strong enough to ensure that whatever happens next month is not going to be as tough as people fear.